Hey everybody, welcome back to Disturbing Creations. And today I was trying to get the Porsche out of the shop to just go take it for a cruise. You know, we got a couple of aftermarket parts on it, but ran into a problem. The serpentine belt broke. Now it's not a very hard to fix, but not everyone knows how to do it. So let's get right in there and show you how to fix it. So I just want to show you the carpet in my daily because it's a little different. So once you put the seat up, there's a little piece of carpet right here. Real easy to take out. You just grab it right here and pull it and it'll just come right out. And then there's the piece. So the other car, the piece was silver, but this one looks like it's painted black. It's weird that I got a silver car with a black one and the other car is black and it has a silver one, you know? But that's it. And you just pull this out on both sides, and then when you put it back together, you just kind of slide it in, and then under this top piece, you just tuck it under in there, get the seatbelt out, give it a little tuck, and then you just put it back in. But fortunately, we don't have any carpet or any stuff in the race car because we took it out for weight reduction. But I just want to show you this first before we get into the actual job. So the first thing to get on your serpentine belt here is you have to lift the seats up here. And then there's a plate right here in back of all of them. Normally you have a piece of covering here. And then after you take that little piece of cloth off, you're gonna find a piece of aluminum like this in the back. Now, because this is a race car, we don't have the carpet, we just have the aluminum. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that and take it off. And what you're left with is you're going to have all these 10s. There's 1, 2, 3 on the top, 1, 2, 3 on this side, and then 1, 2, 3 on that side. So these are bolts, and then here where the emergency brake cables go through, they're going to be nuts. So make sure I always put them back in so I don't lose them because they're so small. But then underneath right in here, you can see that my serpentine belt is dry rotted and kind of old, and it came off. So when I went to order it, they asked me, did I have air condition or did I not have air condition? But I do have air condition right now because this isn't the engine that we're gonna keep. This is the 2.5 OEM. The 2.7, you're gonna do the exact same thing to change the belt. So don't worry if you have the 2.5 or the 2.7, it's exactly the same. So this is gonna be the air condition. If you didn't have air condition, then your belt would just come down here. It wouldn't come all the way across. But you're gonna find the tensioner. So we're gonna get the tensioner and we're gonna tell you what wrench to put on it to push it down. To relieve the tension, we're gonna pull the old belt out and we're gonna put the new belt right on and start it up for you and show you everything works. So for like most of this stuff for the race car or for, you know, my everyday daily, I don't normally buy Porsche OEM unless it's something specific. But for a belt, I just bought an off-brand because the off-brand is about half price. It comes with a warranty, and a belt's usually a belt. You know, it's not like I'm putting crappy brakes on instead of nice Porsche brakes or something like that, or a sensor that's aftermarket and it's not really going to work. So you want to usually get the Porsche ones, the OEMs for that. But belts are okay. So I am going to go ahead and get the old belt out, show you how to do that, and then we're going to put this brand new belt on, and then we're going to go ahead and take it for a spin. Now, what I like to do before I remove the belt is I like to take my cell phone and take 1 or 2 pictures of the position that it's in, because you don't always have that diagram under your trunk or under the front of your car if you're a front engine. But since this is a mid-engine, usually the diagram will be in the trunk if you can't find it. But I always just like to take a couple of pictures, what's going on back here, and that way I can always get it back on the correct way. Because what if there's like 2 different styles or 2 different engines for your same year car, and you have one engine, but accidentally they put the picture of the different engine, like if the 2.7 routes just over 1 pulley and the 2.5 routes under 1 pulley. I mean, basically it's the same thing, but you might have the wrong sticker, or someone might have replaced your trunk and then it's the same year car, but different engine. So always take this tip and do what I'm telling you to, and take a couple of pictures of what's going on first, then you'll always get it correct. All right, so this is your top idle pulley, and down here is your lower idle pulley. This one's a 15 and this one's a 13, but you don't want to take those off. Over here on the side of it is a different kind of pulley with a huge nut on it, and that's actually a 24. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get our 24 ratchet on there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna push down, and you see it loosens it all up, and we're just gonna pull that nasty belt off. Now once you've pulled it off a couple of pulleys, you can go ahead and let that go loose, and go ahead and take your tool out and just remove the rest of the old nasty belt. All right, so I just had a problem, and this is why I do these videos, because I don't want you guys to have a problem and then you can't figure it out, then you take the car somewhere and then they charge you so much. So the first belt that I got was about a half an inch too small. It did not fit. So I called the shop where I have a commercial account, and I told them what it was. You know, they know me. And I said, I need the next belt up like a half an inch. So whatever a half an inch would save me, an extra more, I need that belt. So I'm gonna show you the two belts, and it went right in. And I've never had this problem before. I don't know. The belt that I took off was so dry rotted, I couldn't get any numbers off of it. And I don't want to tear everything out of my my other Boxster with the 2.5 just to see the belt number, you know. If I need to do something and I don't have this video out yet, then I will go on that car and see if the numbers match up. But let's look at the two belts that I had to deal with so you don't have to deal with this. So here's the two belts. So I got this one, and that you see that the numbers are very close, right? So the top number is very close and the bottom number. So this is the number for Continental, but this is the number that you can get off of other belts. So you see this one is a 2.5 and this one is a 12. This one, all the same numbers, 3.7, this is a 3.2. This one was about a half an inch to a 3/4 inch. I got more belt length. This one would not go on. I had the tensioner pushed all the way max, and I would have still had to get a pulley or a screwdriver to put it on, and that would have just been too tight. And if it's too tight, that could wear out the bearing in your alternator, or your wear out the clutch in your AC. You just don't want to do that. So if you come into a problem where you're pushing down or up on your tensioner and it's max, you got it pushed max, you know, you're holding it and you can't get the belt on, get one belt size above and see if that'll work good for you. Now when I did that, the tensioner came back right in the middle, in the place where it was supposed to be. It's not all the way out where it would be too loose, and it's not all the way in like this belt that would have been too tight. Now let's go look and see what it looks like. So I got the new belt on here, and the tensioner has a little bit of play. You know, it could go that way a little more when the belt stretches, because all belts stretch, and it could come this way a little more to release the belt. Now it was a little tight to push this one on. Even when I had it all the way in, I still had to push it in by hand over one of the idle pulleys. I could not get it over the lip of one of these pulleys that have the teeth on it. The serrations, like this, see the serrations? The serrations go on these kind, and then the flat part goes on these kind. I didn't want to push it on with a screwdriver because you might poke a hole in the belt or whatever. That's not defect, that's you. You ruined the belt, you got to buy another one. So I put it on this one. Everything seems to be good.